Alright, remember the term that someone special always says? It's called locked in, right? I said last time, I just wasn't locked in at all. And to be honest, in this first matchup, I wasn't necessarily locked in either. However, after this matchup, I think it was just about the craziest turnaround possible for me. And it's funny because my matchup with Alva was just like that as well. So it's a pattern in this tournament. I hope it stays because, hey, it gets me the W. But yeah, here we have a matchup against Alisher. Pretty nice guy. Well, not pretty nice, like very nice guy. He has a YouTube channel, so go check him out. I'll drop a link below. And yeah, so this is a 30-minute video. Like, I just saw the duration, so I'm gonna let loose a bit. So just to warn him, I want to sit down, I want to relax, so we got a banger here. Just kidding. But okay, I'm gonna pick, I think, Onslaught. Yeah, Onslaught, but I go for Dragon Man here. And I thought Dragon Man because, hey, I didn't see like that many science threats for, like, you know, a defending Dragon Man. So I was like, maybe that'll work. I don't know. And here I was just like getting a feel for everything, just like testing the waters a bit. And yeah, this first matchup, I didn't like play bad. It's just I did kind of do myself dirty in the end, so it is what it is. But yeah, here we have the option of like Icarus, Jessica, Gallon, and here I opt for Gallon and Jessica. Now, I was debating taking out Icarus, before the matchup, and I was like, maybe I can, you know, maybe trap him or something with Icarus, like take out his mystics, then he's just like down to Icarus and some very non-ideal options. But then I was like, you know what, I'll just keep him. I'll just keep him. And guess who doesn't draft him once in this entire series? Yeah, this guy over here, but it's fine. He's just there for, like, I don't know, intimidation. But then again, no one's scared of Icarus, so yeah, it's fine, man, it's fine. But there I get rank 3 Maestro, which is a pretty massive W, and then he gets rank 3 Silk, so it's like, okay, well, I'm just done for. That's a rank 3 Silk right there. And I didn't ban his rank 3 Silk because I'm pretty reliant on Silk myself, and my Silk has the advantage of being awakened as well. So I would argue that for this meta, I think my Silk might be a bit better than his overall. So if I can get her, then that'll be like a massive thing. But yeah, no Silk in this draft. Here he places Scorpion, which is pretty interesting. To be fair, I get it. Like, my only Mystic in play is Dragon Man, and that's a very easy Sunspot matchup because his Sunspot is rank 3, which is very scary, but hey, you know, I think he made the right call there with placing Scorpion, just getting him out of the way. And here I placed Maestro because I was hoping he would use CGR and it'd be like a very close matchup. And he goes for Sasquatch, which is a smart play for sure because it saves CGR. So yeah, that was a good play by him for sure. And now it's time for some Masacre gameplay. Now, here's the thing. I cannot stand this champion. I hate Masacre, and I regret taking him up because he has just never done anything for me ever since I took him up. And it's not because he's bad, right? It's just because I think like he needs his dupe. And that's like that's for another video, obviously, because that's a pretty massive statement to say. But yeah, the dupe is just so crazy good for him. And you know, this was still pretty good, like what, 40 seconds? Like, it wasn't bad or anything. It's just, yeah, one of the few times I actually use Masacre, and I get the dub there, so no big deal. Because yeah, I'm not too satisfied with my draft right now, at least. He still has like a Nick Fury into play. He still has a Cosmic Ghost Rider and a rank 3 Silk. So I'm pretty scared, man. I am pretty scared. So he's gonna just take a bit to do it because, fair enough, it is Sasquatch versus Maestro, not the fastest fight. And my Maestro is rank 3, so it is a pretty annoying one at that, especially with like an underranked Sasquatch. So it does take a bit. Understandable. And yeah, like I was saying, Masacre, I was gonna take him out actually, but I'm glad I didn't, because if I took him out, I wouldn't have had anyone for like the Scorpion here. So I mean, I guess I'm glad I added him. I don't know, man. I don't know. I need to make a video about Masacre and why you should pick him twice. if you do the challenges, or you should pick Stark Spidey twice. Basically, you just shouldn't pick 1 and 1. But I'm just rambling at this point because this matchup was a very long one. But he does get him down, I believe, right? Or does he time out? No, he gets him down. There we go. We're chilling. Okay. But yeah, look at my draft. I have Jessica, like Dragon Man, maybe for defense. I also have Onslaught, who should help a bit. But he has Nick Fury. He has Absorbing Man as well, which is pretty scary. But I also have Human Torch, so I'm not like too scared of that Abs Man. You know, Abs Man this meta is pretty strong because you know how like to remove his form you have to do a heavy attack. Well, if you don't have a slow, then you can't do that heavy attack because he'll go unstoppable. He will just hit you afterwards, and yeah, you just take damage. So you got to play carefully with Human Torch, and he still does work pretty well. It's a bit longer because you have to wait out the unstoppable, and if he doesn't play ball with like the special attacks, it's really just not a fun time. So let's see how this one goes for me, and I have to fight Absman a few times in this series, just like a spoiler. Oh, and by the way, there was a comment on the last one that said stop spoiling stuff. I'm sorry, I won't spoil like the big things, okay? I'll just leave it at this. But yeah, here's Absman, Ascended Absman with Human Torch. Now, the game plan is to alternate his special attacks. So like, here he has to throw the SP2, which he doesn't, so that's already a fantastic start. But yeah, now he has to throw the SP2 because it just gets rid of the refined Uru form. So let's see if he does it. He does not, which is fantastic. Now I'm cornered pretty much, which is super annoying. And yeah, just not a good start at all for this fight. But then I go in, I drop my relic into a combo again, and we're looking pretty good now. Here he drops the SP2, he now has that massive energy res though, so that's not ideal at all. So we have to go for another SP1 bait, which is just a massive time sink, and yeah, just could have gone so much better, to be honest. I wish it did go better because check this out. It was a very, very close matchup, and he got the win. Now, Nick Fury honestly surprised me. I didn't know he was that fast against Jessica Jones, so I was like, okay, whoops, let me just not down Nick Fury anymore. Because yeah, that is 42 seconds. That's very fast. That is like incredibly fast. So yeah, great job by him, and now I'm kind of just screwed because CGR in this meta is just super annoying, and yeah, I kind of knew like it was kind of over because he has a rank 3 Silk right there, so it was like, man, what do I even do? So I'm gonna have to use Dragon Man here, and you'll see why this fight sucks really, really quickly. So yeah, Ascended CGR, honestly a pretty chunky health pool because, you know, a rank 6 CGR. And yeah, so the buffs that you get from like the Feats of Power node, it fuels CGR actually. So he gets his judgments, and then he gets like his damnation. So you're kind of just done for really, because if he drops a single special attack, then that happens. And yeah, I have the damnation on me. I can't do anything. He's doing way too much damage to me right now. So I'm like, you know what? This one's kind of over. So like, I didn't really like, I just wasn't like focused here. I was kind of just like trying to focus on the next matchup, not this matchup. Because yeah, another damnation right there. I just couldn't do a single thing. So here I dropped the SP3, and I was like, this one's kind of just over really. So yeah, not a great start, right? Just not an ideal start in the slightest. Losing, that's bad because, you know, I don't have much confidence for anything, and if I'm down 0-1, then I just cannot do a single thing. I feel so just out of it. So I have to like rebuild myself. I have to build myself back up, just try to focus up and do better on the next one. So we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, first round, I just took a massive loss. I just simply got outplayed and, you know, out like maneuvered, I guess. So yeah, it is what it is. There's always the second round, right? As long as I don't lose the next round, I'm chilling, because I can, I guess, work around 0-1 like deficit, but like 0-2, no, I just cannot do that. I would just lose all confidence. So this right here was the most important matchup, 100%, because if I lose this, then I'm pretty much done for, because yeah, I don't think I can come back from being down 0-2. Simply impossible given how my confidence works. So yeah, I couldn't do it, right? And here he bans Juggernaut, Photon, and Serpent again. I opt for the same bans as well because Stealth Spidey is just super dangerous with the slow. Archangel's Archangel, and Tigra is simply Tigra. So yeah, I think the bans were ideal for me personally. Here he goes for Stark Spidey. That's honestly a good play given the onslaught. He goes for Absman again, also very good play. I go for Torch for the Absman again. I think that matchup went pretty well, so I do want to try it one more time. Because, yeah, I think I can win a round off of that matchup, so that was why I picked the Human Torch. But then he has this very, very scary draft here. There's Penny Parker, there is future Ant-Man. I don't like any of these champions, and I do not want to fight any of these champions. Thankfully, he goes for, like, the champions that I'm not scared of, which is Sasquatch and Hercules. So that's perfect. Yeah, he was debating it, but then he locked it in. And I'm just making sure I'm recording because I don't want to like lose the recording at all. And here I get Maestro, so that's a massive W. You know, Maestro's just a massive game changer for me always, and I pick Hulk for the sassy as well. So now I have 2 science counters for his 2 mystic defenders, so we're kind of chilling here. He goes for America Chavez for the Maestro, and he can pick like Torch, Red Skull even, honestly pretty scary, Titania. He goes for Valkyrie here, which is fair enough. Valkyrie can take Hulk very well, and if I use a defensive Hulk, that might be a pretty good time stall for me. So here I get Mcoc. Huge W. Just huge W. What a clutch final round pick, man. Mcoc is just such a beast, and yeah, his science roster I don't think was like that amped up. He had like rank 2 Hulk, rank 2 Titania, but to be honest, a rank 3 Mcoc, he can take like 50 to 60 seconds, and that's honestly enough time this meta to do a fight faster and just like, you know, more optimally. So yeah, Mcoc is just always a clutch pool for sure. And here he goes to America Chavez, which is fair enough. And I'm going to have to Human Torch this Absman because I don't like Hulk versus Absman. I think Human Torch is just better for him. So yeah, here we're going to Torch, we're going to Flame on. And this one goes like a bit worse than the other one, which kind of sucks, but it's fine because yeah, I have to take some block damage here. And this kind of like shows the decisions that you have to make in a Battlegrounds matchup, because I was like, okay, I'll show you like when we get to it, but yeah, fight starts, just simple 3-hit combos, and yeah, so far so good here. And I'm just like, please don't throw SP1, and he throws the SP1. So I'm like, okay, I have 2 options. I go for the intercept and risk getting hit, or I just go for a parry in a second here. And I go for the parry. I take a bit of damage, but that's okay. Because like, what if I miss that intercept? I would have got hit, I would have lost the round guaranteed, because America Chavez is a very safe Maestro counter. So I just wasn't taking any risk, to be honest. And yeah, overall, we're kind of chilling now. He drops the SP1, and this matchup is going to end very, very soon. So we are cornered right now, which is pretty scary, but then we go in, drop the SP2, and this just about does it. This one, yeah, it went okay. It could have gone a lot better, but hey, I'll take it, right? But Maestro needs to clutch it up ASAP. It can be like a full yellow bar finish for him, so yeah, gotta watch out for that. But thankfully, he took some damage, and that was all I needed to get that win. Super close, like honestly, way too close. But yeah, now I have Mcoc in play, which then, like I said, massive win, and I'm kind of glad I picked my bans because, you know, Archangel can take Sasquatch, Tiger can take both Sassy and Mcoc, and Stealthy will like obliterate both Sassy and Mcoc too. But, you know, he doesn't have those attackers, right? So I feel like I kind of got him on the like attackers, so he doesn't have like as strong of attackers, I guess. He went for my defenders, he went for Photon and the Serpent, but also Juggernaut because it's Juggernaut, like that's fair enough. But yeah, here I go for Hulk, here he goes for Stark Spidey, and you know, Stark Spidey's a really fast character, so I had to be careful for sure, because like one wrong move by me and I lose, right? I know Stark Spidey's gonna take some damage from the Neuroshocks, so I was just like trying to bank on that, be like, okay, if I can finish like with full health, then I'm kind of just chilling, right? So yeah, that was the game plan. Just try to finish as healthy as possible. Time, I'm gonna lose no matter what, so I was just like, okay, it's okay. Just focus on being healthy. And yeah, the matchup goes kind of decently. I did take a pretty big risk. I will admit, I did risk it, like, for the biscuit, I guess. And so, yeah, I'm taking a lot of damage, though, from the block, which is very unideal. I did not want to take that damage at all. And now I'm kind of scared because I'm about to be cornered. And, you know, Sassy, he has some pretty good block penetration, it seems. So we have to be careful here. I go for my SP3 in a second. And yeah, now we're chilling because we have a ton of damage output on the way. So the SP3 does some pretty good damage. And now I'm just going to not let him throw a single special attack because now time does matter. And I got to finish this ASAP. So I go in, drop my relic into the SP1, and yeah, Wrath just never triggers. And that wasn't the fastest, but it was enough to get the W because, like I said, I was banking on him taking damage, and he took damage. So yeah, another very close matchup, however. So it is honestly very, very scary. It's like very tense right now because, yeah, these matchups are like sub 1,000 point victories. They're not like decisive ones. They are very, very close ones. So I had to lock in, and yeah, I think I locked in pretty well for these next few matchups. Here we have, this is match number 3. It is currently 1-1, so it is a very, very close one. This is pretty much anyone's game right now. I go for the same bans. I think that it's just like the right call because I have to use CGR as well. I don't have an Archangel or a Stealthy or a Tigra, so this was the ideal pick for sure. And yeah, we start off with Sunspot, which is massive because Sunspot is one of my best attackers for sure. Like this meta, he is just something else with like that extended stun duration. Okay, bro. With the extended stun duration, it just lets him, like, you know, crush most opponents. And there's Mcoc again, super clutch, but if he gets a science character, I'm kind of screwed. However, maybe he just doesn't, right? That was my game plan. He gets Scorpion right there. However, Scorpion, I'm not too scared of Scorpion this meta because of Footloose. It kind of does gimp him big time. So yeah, I wasn't too scared of Scorpion. Stark Spidey is very good for Mcoc, however, so gotta watch out for that. Which I believe he does not go for Stark Spidey. He actually goes for Rintra, which is fair enough, right? Because I might not get Human Torch. Just kidding, I got Human Torch. So yeah, we're good. We're chilling. I go for Kushala as well for that Hulkling, and now things are looking pretty dang good for us. He gets Kingpin, he gets Fantman, he gets Penny Parker, all very scary champions, so I have to watch out for that. He goes for Gallon, however, which is fair enough because Gallon is honestly pretty scary this meta because it involves gaining buffs. And there's also Kingpin, which could work for sure if he like baits out my Sunspot, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. And there is a Maestro, very, very clutch. And there's also Hulk just in case for like America Chavez, but then again, he can just Chavez the Maestro again, so that's that. There is Maestro for him. There is also Bullseye, but here's the thing, I have Kushala, and Kushala is gonna just beat both of those pretty dang easily, I feel like. So yeah, he's gonna go for Maestro. That's fair enough. If he can like bait out my Kushala before, he is honestly in a pretty good spot. But it's time for round 1, and I'm gonna place Maestro immediately because he has CGR, and I want to just get that out ASAP because apparently I just can't fight CGR this meta, so I just want none of that stuff. So he goes for Rentro, which is fair enough because, you know, it's time stall versus time stall. And yeah, pretty smart placement by him. Human Torch is usually good for him, but it can go south always because Rintra can just be like very annoying, right? But this is a massive W here because this takes CGR off of defense, and for some reason I just cannot fight CGR on defense because yeah, those buffs just stack like crazy, and then I just can't do anything, and it's like, okay, well, it's kind of just over for me. However, we have Rintra here, and this shouldn't be too bad. It's just Rintra, rank 5 Rintra. By the way, I've seen so many Rintras as of recently, and it's kind of crazy. Like, his comeback is honestly pretty sweet. there's been so many crazy additions to Battlegrounds decks, like this meta. Like there's been Electro, which is just kind of messed up. There's also like Kindred, who was like kind of on the bench for a bit. Then there's like now Rintra. There's a ton of Atumas now too. And you know, Mephisto might make a comeback. So yeah, this Battlegrounds meta has just been like crazy when it comes to just random defenders that people didn't really think of at first. For example, Alashare right here has Penny Parker at rank 2 on defense. So that's like, I think it's pretty cool to just like branch out with defenders. And look at this, just one special attack Rintra, just one. Just throw a single one, and he doesn't. So, like, not even a single special attack right there. That would have made the fight so much faster. And that could have cost me easily, but thankfully, Maestro still standing guard. And yeah, Maestro, if the fight has gone on for this long, then something has gone very, very awry. So yeah, Maestro just doing Maestro things. You love to see it. And I believe he finishes very soon. Pretty soon, I think. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, probably like, you know, took some damage from the radiation, which is fair enough. It is pretty lethal always. And yeah, feeling pretty good here now. I have the 1-0 advantage. We're kind of chilling, but I can't just like let loose. I can't just like, you know, relax a bit. I have to focus up now. I got to still lock in, and we are chilling. Just as long as I stay locked in, right? That's all that matters. So he's gonna go for, you know, he has Maestro, but then again I have Kushala. He has Gallon, I have Sunspot. He has Hulkling, I have Kushala again. He has Chavez, but I have Hulk. So basically I'm in a very good spot. He goes for Kingpin, and I have Sunspot for that. I go for the Mcoc, just trying to secure it now because Mcoc is my best defender, and hey, I feel like I have the best chance of winning with this Kingpin matchup. So that was the game plan there. It was like, okay, I am just cashing in all my chips. If I get the win, I get the win. If not, I might be screwed. So yeah, I took the big risk, and you know, this game is always just a gamble, right? Like, you know, the draft is just a massive RNG fest. The AI, just another massive RNG fest. None of this is like guaranteed anything, right? So why not just add to the fun and just take a big risk to get a win? That was my thought process. Was it the best idea? Maybe not. Do I care? Not really. So yeah, we're chilling. Yeah, we're fine. This Kingpin though, kind of annoying. If he purifies a ton, it's just, yeah, super annoying. But here I go for another gamble. I'm like, okay, we'll just cash it in right here. And, you know, we did pretty good damage, dropped the relic, and that just does it. So, Chavez, pretty good champion, is not doing Mangog at rank 3 in 40 something seconds. So this was a pretty well secured W. I'm feeling pretty good now. And I was pretty pumped up because, yeah, just 2 wins in a row, both 2-0 victories at that. I was just, yeah, in a pretty good spot, and I was like, okay, we gotta keep this train going. We gotta keep the confidence in, because I hardly ever get confidence, and if I get even the slightest amount, I just have to hold on to it with like every single fiber in my body. I have to just keep it, right? Because if I let it go, I lose the second matchup, or like the fourth matchup, sorry, and then it's tied 2-2, and then I would just get too nervous and I'll probably screw it up, right? So this was pretty much a win or go home situation. I just had to get this dub right here because it was at my peak confidence. I felt like Gladiator at 24 charges, to be honest. I was like, okay, we're kind of chilling. So yeah, same bands as usual. And this is the win or go home moment. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And it's funny because I'm like at home like in this entire time, so technically I'm already at home, but hey, it's just a saying, so it is what it is. He goes for the same bands, I believe. I go for the same bands because they have been working pretty well so far. And I think that, like, you know, the bands he did, still very smart bands. You know, Juggernaut, way too scary to keep like in the field. The Serpent, very, very new, also very scary. And Photon is Photon, so yeah, I do not blame him in the slightest. Here he goes for Nick Fury, which is fair enough, but then I get Sunspot immediately, so I'm feeling pretty good right now because, yeah, there is one just hard counter to Nick Fury already. But here's his draft. He has, like, Owsman, he has Sasquatch as well, he has Penny Parker, I said like Asman, not like Absman. I just didn't say the B straight up. I was just like, okay, that's Asman. Just 2 letters. That's so funny. Yeah, he has Absman there, and he has Penny Parker, and he goes for those 2 champions. Fair enough. And, you know, Penny Parker is honestly pretty dangerous because if I don't draft Gallon, I'm kind of just screwed. And here I go for Killmonger. Kind of a mistake because CGR was still in the field of play. And he gets CGR right there. So, like, already just, that's for nothing. Killmonger is going to be my 1 champion left out 100% because I just, yeah, what could I do? I don't have anything to, like, use him for. Not a good attacker, and if there's CGR, he just gets, like, completely destroyed by him. And here's a pretty decent draft. There's, like, Sasquatch for a time stall. There is Hulk for, like, Absman, maybe. There is Red Skull to, like, try to intimidate the CGR. But here I go for Dust and Sasquatch. I think this was the play. There is his Hulk for the Sasquatch, so that's honestly pretty good for him. There's also Venom, Red Skull, which I don't have a counter for, so yeah, if he picks that, I am not in a good spot. But he opts for Hulk and I believe future Ant-Man. So that's honestly a pretty good pick by him because, yeah, I don't have a single fam counter besides Kushala, who I want to save for like someone else perhaps. But then I get Hercules, so that's a massive W right there. So yeah, we're kind of chilling here. I can use the Hercules for Penny Parker perhaps, or I can use the Hercules for future Ant-Man. I don't know yet, but rank 5 Hercules, I was honestly debating just taking him out of the deck straight up. I said that way too fast. Just taking him out of the deck, just like straight up. But yeah, I go for Sassy here. Here he goes for Hulk, and it is time to lock in. And I'll be honest, I don't really lock in here because I make a pretty big mistake, but it wasn't like bad enough to cost me the round, thankfully. So yeah, I go for Sunspot, and the game plan is to just go for the, you know, trick where like if you drop the SP2 like at the right time, it like heal blocks him. So yeah, that can be a massive help to save some time. And here the fight goes out to a pretty bad start. I get 0 crits there, which is super annoying. I drop my SP1. We get some crits there, thankfully, which kind of makes up for it. And yeah, here I drop another heavy attack. Didn't get like the right timing on it, so I didn't get to go to a bar power immediately. And there I get hit by the SP1 because I thought it was an SP2. So yeah, mess that up. Pretty annoyed by that, but then again, willpower healing is, you know, saving me a little bit at least. But yeah, just gotta lock back in, just try to focus up on this. We drop another SP1. We're at 4 charges now, so this is perfect. And here he drops another special attack, so that's just even more time wasting. And I was like, okay, I might not win this one because I'm just taking way too long for this fight. But yeah, I go back in here, drop the SP2. He's in second life, but then he gets heal blocked, and that is the trick to just beat any Nick Fury with Sunspot in a pretty good amount of time. So yeah, very, very fun fight right there. It's honestly one of my favorite fights to do, but I messed it up, so that is just super annoying. But hey, it is what it is, right? It's fine, because we get the W, thankfully. Hulk versus Sassy can be kind of slow at times if Sassy just doesn't play ball. So yeah, that was like what I was hoping for, and it happened, so good. Just like good. Yeah, I'll take it. And now I'm pretty scared though because he has future Ant-Man. He has like CGR as well if he wants, which is not fun, so please don't do that. And I go for the Dust placement here because I know Dust can at least stall a little bit with like the glancing and all that. So I was like, okay, just please clutch it up for me, Dust. I need you right here. And he's gonna go for a very interesting placement. So he first like thinks, okay, I'm gonna place Penny Parker, which is fair enough. But then he switches it at the last second to, ready for this, Absman. And I was like, okay, you know what? We're full sending it. If I mess up, I mess up, and if I lose, I lose. This is for all the marbles. I am going all in on this fight because, you know, I'm not gonna try to push to a round 3. No, I want to just get it done here because my confidence is honestly pretty good right now and I need to just act on it, right? So I feel like if I do this perfectly, which is a tough ask for me, I can get a good enough time to beat Stark Spidey. So I was like, you know what? It's now or never. Let's just go in, get the intercept, drop my SP1, and this is the perfect start already. Here he drops his own SP1 in a second here, so that's also pretty great. And now we're in a very good spot right here because he drops it again, which is good for me because if he gets to the SP2, I'll be in a ton of trouble, but he doesn't do that, thankfully. And yeah, I go back in here, drop another combo into the SP1 again, and this matchup is going perfectly. I doubted myself. I was like, can I do it perfectly? And what did I do? I did it perfectly. So yeah, it was a close one, and I got the W right here. Crazy stuff, and well played by Alisher as well. This was a very, very close series of matches. It was like all to the wire essentially. So yeah, massive props to him. But hey, I'll take the win. That was just super intense, and yeah, that ending was perfect, and I am just honestly pretty proud of it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this video, and yeah, that's about it for me.